Just letting you guys know you can listen to my No Bleeps podcast anywhere you stream podcasts or on my No Bleeps YouTube channel. Link in the description. Hey guys, it's Philly and welcome back to Spill Sesh. Today we are going to be talking about Ryland Adams because he is in some hot water, you guys, for something that doesn't have to do with Shane Dawson for once. Now, before we get into anything, I want to let you guys know that today's video is sponsored by Adam and Eve. I've talked about Adam and Eve before. They are an amazing adult website and I have a special code for you guys. If you use code SPILLY, you can get 50% off one item plus free shipping in the US and Canada. Some exclusions do apply, but they have 24/7 customer service, 90-day no hassle returns, and 20% of their profit goes to fight the spread of HIV around the world. You guys, I love Adam and Eve so much. They are the best to work with, so please go show them some love. The link will also be in the description below. It's code SPILLY, 50% off one item plus free shipping. Now let's get into the tea. It has to do with his podcast, The Sip, of course, and honestly, the show is not new to drama by any means. With Jeffrey on an episode and them covering hot topics, it's pretty obvious that people were going to talk about the show at some point in time. But once Shane was a topic of discussion for a lot of people, Ryland definitely wanted to change the theme of the podcast because he didn't want to have to address anything that was related to drama in his own life. So him and his co-host Lizzie have done a bunch of random episodes since they decided to wind down drama-related episodes, and they've done weird random episodes like food taste tests, holding snakes, they've had a fortune teller on, and things like that. But over time, people have kind of felt like Ryland has been trying to steal the show, like outshine Lizzie, and is like taking it too seriously and not really enjoying talking to a friend. And the comments recently have been filled with people making note of times where he is talking over Lizzie, making her feel dumb, ignoring her comments, trying to shut her down, trying to move the show along rather than truly engaging in like whatever she's talking about. Seems to like literally have no interest in anything that she says. One of the more recent episodes really showcased that, and nearly every single comment was in support of Lizzie and said that Ryland was not being a good friend towards her and they felt like things were happening between them in their friendship or something was going on. The episode was titled Interviewing a Huge Celebrity and Exposing Our DMs. And in this episode, Lizzie brought up how she is featured in a movie that just came out and was trending #1 on iTunes in the horror category. Now, I also want to say, because people were also pointing out the other situation that happened between the two of them before they started talking about Lizzie's new like movie and everything. What happened was it was recently Lizzie's birthday and she had a cake at her birthday party, and Ryland came over. Obviously, they were celebrating her birthday with a bunch of other people. She bought a cake, she blew out the candles, she put the cake back in the refrigerator, and Ryland really wanted some cake. She says she doesn't like cake, so that's why she put it back in the refrigerator, but she told Ryland if he wanted some cake, he could go and eat the cake. And he was like, how come no one was eating the cake? He said he was too shy to go and like cut the cake himself and like be the only person that was eating the cake. But he was like mad at Lizzie for having a cake if no one was gonna eat the cake, even though she told him he could have the cake.
I didn't want to have the first piece of your birthday cake.
Nobody was gonna have any piece of the birthday cake.
So why did you buy one? I could have gotten.
Because I love blowing out candles on a cake.
Well,
I wanted a fruit tart, but I forgot to buy a fruit tart at Gelson's, and Joe forgot to buy a fruit tart at Gelson's.
So you'll eat a fruit tart.
Whoa!
Oh my gosh!
I know, you guys, it's really dumb drama, but people in the comments were like, why is Ryland so pressed at Lizzie over a freaking cake? And this was like one of the situations where people were just like, I feel like Ryland doesn't like Lizzie at all. Like he's mad at her for no reason. And it was after this that Lizzie said that she was in a new movie that was trending in #1 in the horror category on iTunes.
I happen to be, I'm sorry that my success intimidates you.
No, I'm
a huge celebrity right now. I'm trending. I'm in a movie trending on iTunes.
I'm floating outside
and
of
no
myself.
one's talking.
So she was so excited. She was being funny about it because her part was literally like half a second long, and she was telling Ryland about it. And he was very bland, as people said in the comments, seemed uninterested. He was not happy about it at all for her, really. He was being sarcastic, and she wanted to play the clip so that everyone could see her little cameo in the movie, and he didn't even really want to watch the clip. She was like, I want you to see it. And he was like, okay, like, all right.
Watch the clip. You know, you want us to watch the clip? I thought
Yeah,
we
you have to
already
watch
played
the clip. No, you got to watch the clip.
This is a real movie that you made.
Yes, watch my clip.
Well, okay. All right. This is going to be a lot of production.
And seemed definitely annoyed, and also seemed annoyed that he would have to edit in the clip of her in the movie in the podcast episode. Even though I'm pretty sure that Shane is the one that edits these. At least I thought Shane used to edit the podcast episode. So the fact that Ryland was complaining that he was going to have to put this in the episode was just like, people found it ridiculous. Once he saw that she was only in the movie for like half a second and her face wasn't really in it, he was really annoyed and was just like, are you even in the credits?
And so you didn't produce this movie or write or direct it. You were just in it.
Yeah, I'm just this one little face of a doctor here. See, that's me.
I hope your audience is happy for you.
Look at me. Look at me. That's me. Look,
Okay.
right there. That's me.
So now I have to go in and
Look how
post
good I
and
am.
add this clip in.
He did say that I celebrate your success and I'm happy for you, but then like quickly changed the topic to the fact that the episode was on Cinco de Mayo when they were recording it. And after this little conversation, the comments only were about this situation. Like every single comment, you guys, was talking about Ryland and calling him out for dismissing Lizzie's excitement and just really putting a damper on her joy. So some of the comments, I will read them to you. Someone said, I wish Ryland would even pretend to give a about Lizzie's movie. She was clearly so excited and he seemed annoyed to even talk about it. Lord knows if he was in a movie for half a second, he'd be talking about it and would expect her to be interested. I'm feeling high-key tension the whole time between them. LOL, does he really not care she's in a movie? Congratulations, Lizzie. You deserve the hype, even if it was only a small clip. With peace and love, can you just let Lizzie talk and be proud of her? Okay. I kind of hate the way Ryland downplayed Lizzie's part in her movie. She seemed very excited and happy about it, but he kind of shut it down and groaned when he had to watch the 5-second clip and complain about having to add it into the podcast. He cannot stand that Lizzie has fans and hates to hear her talk about her successes. There's so much tension in this episode. I can't work out if they actually like each other. It's like they're so eager to speak that they end up talking over each other and they dismiss what the other person is saying a lot of the time so they can carry on talking. Ryland more so, and Lizzie 100% didn't cut the cake so she didn't have to share. I would too. Watching this episode, it makes me feel like it's going to end. The way Ryland keeps looking at Lizzie hurts my heart. Very rude to her this episode. Hashtag Lizzie Stan. Stand up for yourself, boo. You did nothing wrong. Ryland doesn't even seem to be listening to Lizzie half of the time when she's speaking. Nothing worse than a friend who refuses to be happy for you. So that's just like a little sliver of a taste of the comments that were that episode. And obviously because so many people were calling it out, Ryland addressed it on the next podcast episode. So the latest episode, Ryland's 30th birthday surprise, they addressed the comments and Ryland shutting down Lizzie basically. Ryland even asked Lizzie if she felt tension and she was like, well.
So I don't really dive into the comments often, but last week I did a little bit because I was proud of our episode. Like I just thought we were like on it last week in like a weird way.
It did feel good. I laughed at it.
And the amount of people that are like the tension between the two of them.
Palpable, kind
So
of with
here,
a knife.
I'm going to give you the floor. Do you feel tension towards me?
I mean,
You're not giving the people, I thought it was going to be a straight like no breath, no. I thought like we're in this together.
And they kind of talked it out to get people to stop thinking they don't like each other, more rather that Ryland doesn't like Lizzie.
I just think part of our relationship that I enjoy so much is our banter. And I think that sometimes is misconstrued as tension.
Oh, for sure. I mean, I'm definitely demanding and obnoxious, but you also don't put up with that, so it works.
I mean, the consensus from all of the comments combined is just that Ryland is like jealous of her and one of those friends that just cannot stand to see a friend happy and successful. One of those jealous friend types that are truly like not your best friend at the end of the day. So that's pretty much what the comments were like. They were like, Ryland seems really salty and really bitter. And in terms of that freaking cake situation, he brought it up once again in this episode. Like he is so pressed over the fact that he did not get any cake. And I think that's just funny. I think if you're going to be pressed over a cake, that's a whole mess and a half. I mean, they seem like they're going to carry on doing the podcast. I don't think this is going to set them back in any way. I'm honestly shocked that the comments weren't turned off completely because there was that period in time for a little while that Ryland just turned the comments off 100% on the podcast because he didn't want to read anything that was like negative about him, negative about Shane or anything. So the fact that there's negative comments about him and he didn't turn the comments off, I'm pretty surprised. And that they addressed it because they don't really address drama these days. But I definitely want to know, have you guys seen this episode of The Sip and how you guys feel about Ryland and Lizzie? Do you guys agree with the comments? Do you think that Ryland is not happy for Lizzie? Do you guys think their friendship is on the rocks? I mean, there was a period of time where they weren't even friends to begin with, because I remember an episode where they said that they did not talk for a while in time and then they became friends again. But who knows? I definitely want to know what you guys think. Let me know in the comments down below, and I will talk to you guys in the next video. Bye, guys.